Hey everyone, it's Candice with your May 2022 Toronto update. So when we're talking about Toronto real estate, what do we have to say? Well, I'm sure you've been reading and seeing out there. Yes, the market has shifted. It's a very different market than it was in March, say February and January. It's not the same market. We're not getting all the crazy bidding wars that are happening and what was going on over there in the over evaluation of price points. However, does it mean that it is a less crazy market? No. Or a less confusing market? Absolutely not. I think it's actually more confusing. And I'll tell you why. I get very cautious when the media likes to report, big headlines and seeing things like, real estate down from, April to what it was March, home prices down from April to March. Yeah, I can see that, but you really want to be careful and take the holistic data of everything into mindset. Because if you take a look at the numbers from April 2021 to April 2022, home prices are still up by 15%. Okay. And I think that what that really means is you can't just take a look at the headlines. You really got to talk with somebody that looks at the numbers. Myself as a realtor, I come from a background of technology, and I really like looking at the minutia, the numbers, right? For every specific area, what are we looking at year over year? You can't just take a few different data set or points and then make up a story that way. So that's something that we're really looking at. I want to tell everybody out there that while the market has shifted, does it mean that you can go out and, put down, low bid on a property and get it? No, it's a cautious market. And when everything's going on with inflation and the war and supply chains, everyone's being overly cautious. It doesn't mean they're not making real estate moves. You can check the sales. People are buying and selling. They're just having a lot more caution to the moves that they're making because we don't know where this market is going, right? I think anybody that tells you they do, I'd be a little hesitant. I don't think anyone has a crystal ball with this. And the reason why I say that is there's too many factors at play. We don't know what's going to go on with world events, and all that does have an effect in what's happening. We can sort of have a cautious view. And I think depending on the situation that you're in, there's some of my clients that I talk to that I literally have said to them, wait, we're going to wait. Let's wait this out. And then there's other clients I'm like, this is go time. So it really just depends on the situation that you're in. Something I want everyone to know out there is people are still going out and looking seriously and buying and selling. So I'll give you an example. I was doing an open house recently, and the open house was for a beautiful property in a very well represented area of Toronto, Yorkville. Anybody that knows it's a highly sought after kind of upper crust area to be. And we had lots of foot traffic, lots of people coming out to take a look. And the type of people I'm seeing, they are people that own property that are looking to shift, right? So they're looking to sell and they're looking to buy. And I'm actually getting a lot of calls about this from clients. I'm getting a lot of people who are looking to sell one thing and purchase something else, and is this the market for it? I think there's always a market for something, right? And the way I will explain this is if anyone's actually followed, stocks and things like that, there is a theory in play that you want to buy stocks when they're low and the market is tanking so you can recoup when it starts going up again. Will you lose some money? Yeah, absolutely. But the idea is you're going to gain it on the upswing, right? And, for example, I also talked with a bunch of realtors who've been in this industry for a lot longer than I have. We're talking 30 plus years, and they've seen the sort of cyclical cycles from 1979, 1992, 2008, and really see what's going on with that kind of stuff, So this is where you really want to look at what I call the sort of theory behind it of what you're trying to do. So for example, if you are thinking about selling a home and then buying something else, if you're in a situation where you can do that and wait, look, you have to talk to your realtor and figure out what's the best move, right? However, a lot of times life circumstances don't allow that, right? A lot of my clients are having babies and they're just looking to buy and sell because they need something bigger. So for example, if you're looking to do that now and you need to actually buy and sell now, for example, sure, I would say you should go out and look at properties. I think that it might be beneficial for you to sell and buy, and I'll tell you why. if you sell your property, yes, you might not get as much as you would have gotten a few months ago. However, if you buy, you might actually get a little bit of a break on the buying in terms of not being in the crazy market we were a few months ago. And if you keep that for a long time, that's where things can win out, right? I'm cautioning my clients a little bit differently now. And I'm telling them that, I think this is a market where you really want to sell first before you buy. There is always this chicken and egg of, do we buy first? Do we sell first? I think it really depends on the market we're in. And I think right now the market is, if you have something to sell, see if it sells first and then buy. That's sort of a little bit more of the cautious approach that I'm kind of giving to my buyers and sellers in that round. Investors, they're coming back, they're buying. They're really looking at that long term of where we're going to be in about 10 to 15 years. And I mean, this is also a reason why we got into a little bit of, I think, some of the scarce market or what is happening out there. None of my clients, luckily, but there's been people who have been using the equity in their home to buy a second home, particularly a rental property. I don't think that that's a bad move. I've had clients that have done it, but my clients who have done it have been very careful with the numbers and how this works out. Some people have borrowed on their principal property and gotten a HELOC mortgage or a mortgage to essentially allow them to buy a second property and then rent it out. The problem is a lot of those mortgages come with variable rates, meaning that the rate is going to fluctuate with market. It's not a fixed rate. So now when the interest rates have gone up, it's causing these people to panic because, the money they're getting from the rent versus what they're paying in the interest versus all the other fees attached, a little bit scary. Let's just put it that way, right? So I think if you're going to do something like that, I think you can, but again, you really want to talk with a good realtor that knows the market out there and what's happening. You want to talk with a really great bank or your broker to be able to really explain how the situation works and what can be coming our way in the next several months as we anticipate more interest rate hikes. And then you really also want to talk with a real estate lawyer. I had recently met somebody who we just started talking real estate and they purchased, and I mentioned a few points and they go, "Oh, I didn't even know to ask my real estate agent about that. My realtor didn't tell me." And I said, "That's serious. Go back to your paperwork and just take a look at that because you need that, So all this stuff it's a lot, right? Depending on what you're doing. Doesn't mean it can't be done, just means it has to go step by step. So to sum it all up, where does that leave you? Well, I think if you're a first-time home buyer, this might be a market you can get in. Again, it's very specific on what you're looking to do. But if you are looking to get into this market and you've been waiting to buy for a while, I've had a couple first timers that have been, they're ready to pull the trigger now, right? And it's now looking like the right time for them to do that. So now we're going out looking at properties. If you're looking to buy or sell, depends on what situation you're in. Again, might be the right time, but you really have to know all the sort of logistics attached to that. So you really can make an informed decision for yourself. And if you are an investor, some investors are waiting, and that's fine too. They're waiting to see, where this dip goes, where this shift goes, right? And you can do that. Some of my investors are coming in now with the anticipation of where we're going to be in, say, 7 to 10 years, being able to hold on to the property and rent it out. Looking, forecasting, I would say, into the future of potentially having immigration open up when, people come back into Canada. Toronto is still a world-class destination. And what's kind of funny? I'm actually getting a lot of calls from people in Calgary. A lot of Calgarians are actually calling to relocate. This is happening for a few reasons. Some of them are getting jobs in Toronto, or their industry has kind of dried up in where they are in Calgary. So they're sort of moving this way to acquire employment, or they are relocating for other reasons. But it seems like some people are relocating that way, right? I am starting to see a shift of a lot of people starting to relocate back into Toronto. So again, I feel like this is happening because this work from home situation, is not lasting long term. And there's more work from home, a couple of days, and work from office a couple of days, depending on where you are, right? So it's forcing people to kind of come back into the city core that way. So again, No right or wrong decision. This is all very, very unique. The only thing I would say is that if you're out there and you're reading the headlines, you maybe want to book an appointment with a realtor to really explain what's going on and again, show you what's happening out there, in terms of what actually is. So you really can make that informed decision that you need. And then other than that, I hope everybody is enjoying the sunshine. We've earned it from all the weather we've had to go through. And hopefully it's going to continue this way and it'll be great for everyone just to get outside, get some fresh air. Thank you all very much for watching this Toronto real estate update for May 2022. And I hope you all take care of yourselves and each other. Take care. Bye-bye.